Protect your business from the fastest growing crime of the 21st century. Find out here. You're watching Technology Review. Hello folks, welcome to another episode of Technology Review for June 16th, 2017. I'm your host, Mac Jackson Jr. Technology Review is a show that helps educate the public on the growing threats and vulnerabilities of cybercrimes and identity theft. We also throw in a little bit of technology too, and a little bit of tech gadgets also, folks, for your productivity and business needs. Hi, my name is Mac Jackson Jr. I'm a cybersecurity expert, compliance officer, and business consultant. My programs and services help companies like yours mitigate the damages of identity theft and cybercrimes. Definitely watch us here on WCOBM.TV every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you happen to miss one of our shows, you can always log in at WCOBM.TV /Technology Review and look at the on-demand episodes of our show that we have here. Again, we're here every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'd like to give a shout out and a thanks to all of our viewers from around the world helping making this show possible. These shout outs to the viewers include Beatrice, we have Mitch, Vanessa. Thank you for your email, Vanessa. I appreciate that. Hope that helped you out, the information I given you regarding identity theft. Martin, Jan, Amber, Amanda, and the Haynes family. Thank you guys again, all of you, for your emails and your warm wishes here on Technology Review, helping to make this show possible for you. We have a lot of awesome sponsors as well. I give them a quick shout out to our awesome sponsors for our show. We have CenturyLink, Nevada Bankers Association, InSync, Virtual Desktop Solutions, Turin Consulting Group. There's, of course, MJ Computer Concepts, and that's just some of our fantabulous sponsors we have. Oh, also one of our newest one, Martin Harris Construction here in Las Vegas. Thank you very much for being a sponsor of our show here and helping making this possible. If you'd like to reach me, you can reach me by email at info@macjacksonjr.com. You can go to my website also at macjacksonjr.com. Folks, visit my new website. We have a lot of great information and things up on the site as well. Also, you can download a free report that I have on identity theft and fraud. There are 10 strategies and tactics to help you and your family and your business combat and fight the threats of identity theft and fraud. So take a look at that on my website at macjacksonjr.com. I also have a book out as well on how to protect your family from identity theft. You can take pre-orders for that. We're doing that as well. That launch is in effect, and you can find that also on macjacksonjr.com. In today's show, folks, we're going to talk about identity theft, what it is, why it's very important for you to be aware of what's going on with your personal identifiable information. And in our second segment, we're going to switch it around a little bit. We're going to talk about green energy technology and new gadgets that are involved in green energy technology. And then later today on the show, we have a special guest. We have Michael Spencer and Michael De La Grasa. They're going to be talking about a new technology for data encryption. They're with a company called CipherLock. That's CipherLock, folks. It's an amazing interview that I did pre-recorded yesterday with them, and we're going to broadcast it today on today's show. At the second half of our show, it's going to be an amazing interview. Definitely stay tuned for that. You don't want to miss it. It's a great interview. The technology has changed. It has advanced, and CipherLock has new technology to protect us from ransomware, and also hackers are trying to hack into your system by encrypting your data. Definitely a must-see interview. And that's our show we'll have for today, but so we'll start it with what is identity theft. Well, folks, if you watch my show, we understand what identity theft is, but the question is, it's a cyber crime, and it's part of cybersecurity. So how can you protect your company? How do you protect your data? There's several different ways, but first I have to ask you this question. Would you know if you had a cyber attack? How would you know it? A lot of times you won't even know that there's a cyber attack until one of your customers or one of your vendors contacts you and lets you know that there's been a breach in your operation, because your data is either missing or it's been copied or sold on a dark net to the underground. What information is sold? Your customer's data. Anything that can uniquely identify your customer, such as social security numbers, birth dates, driver's license, credit card numbers, This information is worth a valuable amount of dollars to hackers and cyber criminals in the darknet. So it's very imperative that businesses lock that data down and have software and procedures surrounding their customers' and employees' data to make it bulletproof against hackers trying to acquire this information. It's very, very important. Now, you as an individual, there's some things you can do as well. Make sure you always run a credit report of yourself, and make sure that if you see anything suspicious on your credit report, contact the financial credit reporting agencies immediately to get the information removed from your credit. And if it goes further than that, where you are being harassed by creditors that are contacting you, you may need to have legal representation, and we can help you out that way too. I have lots of attorneys that work with me that we can refer you to help out in that need as well. So definitely, if you see anything suspicious, definitely contact me about that. You can find my phone number here. It's 702-868-0808, 702-868-0808. Folks, identity theft is a huge, huge problem. It has now surpassed over $24.7 billion. And this was reported a few years ago, 24.7, and number is close to being doubled now, because the information is out there and information is easy to acquire, because lots of us are doing things and precautions we need to protect our data. There are things that you can do to protect your data, right? Things like making sure that your passwords are strong, having a strong password. The passwords are one of the weakest links, folks, to your data, making you more vulnerable for cyber criminals to try to acquire what you have on your laptops or your hard drives. Also, on your smart devices, your smartphones, make sure you have antivirus software, folks, on your smartphones. Absolutely. I know this sounds new to people, and people are not used to that or aware of that, but yes, you need to have protections on your smartphones and smart devices. And when you're in a coffee shop or a hotel, you need to make sure that you have a VPN. VPN stands for a virtual private network, also surrounding your smart device, your laptop, your smartphone. Because when you're in a coffee shop or in a hotel room and you're using the Wi-Fi, your machine can be susceptible to cyber criminals that are trying to hack onto your machine. Now, they may not be able to put antivirus software in your computer, folks, but they can do other criminal activities, such as snooping. And what that is, folks, is when you're on a website, like for your payroll or your bank account, they're watching your user ID and your password. Once you log off, they'll log back in. I've seen this done, and we've gotten emails from victims that this has happened to them, where they would log off from their bank and the hacker would log back into the bank after they left and then send a check or a wire to some other account somewhere else in the universe. Okay, so it's very suspect of all this. Make sure that you have correct antivirus software on your machines to protect your data from suspicious activities. But again, folks, just remember, information is a new currency. Information is a new currency. And education is our best defense against a cyber attack. It's education is the best defense. There's lots of programs and services that are available out there, folks, to get you this information. My company, we have lots of those program services available. Let me tell you about a few of them, okay? I also do events, public speaking at your corporation. I will come to your company and train your employees and talk to them about the threats and vulnerabilities of a cyber attack in the organization. From there, we have workshops. If your employees can't if you can't come to one of my presentations at your location, you can come maybe to one of my workshops I'll have throughout the country scheduled as well. Definitely contact my office for that. And that doesn't work, we also have webinars too. You can do it online at your own personal time. Of course, we have our show here, Technology Review, and we have lunch and learns that we offer here in Las Vegas at the Switch Innovation Center once every month. Definitely contact my website for information and scheduling. And you can join our Protection Connection community. It's a subscription community, but it allows you to find out and keep on top of what's going on related to your personal data and personal information. So you can see, folks, there's lots of products and services that my company can offer you and your organization. Definitely give us a call or contact us. Again, my website is macjacksonjr.com. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn as well. Definitely log in, get a copy of my free report on identity theft and fraud. We'll be right back, folks, for our next segment on green energy after these messages. Thank you.
Welcome to the Online
Johnny Stewart and Friends.
Slithering Idiot Show.
I Young and Bruce.
Guy Dawson Show.
702 Rocks.
Danny Vegas time.
Hi folks, welcome back to Technology Review. I'm your host, Matt Jackson Jr. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Technology Review TV. Remember to give us a thumbs up like. You're also going to go find me on Twitter at twitter.com/Matt Jackson Jr. or even now LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/Mac Jackson Jr. Or you can go to my website at macjacksonjr.com and then sign up for my free report on identity theft and fraud. I have 10 strategies, folks, that has helped hundreds of other businesses and individuals protect their family from identity theft and fraud. It has reference information. It's an amazing report, folks, that we put together for you just by signing up on my website at macjacksonjr.com. In this segment, we call this segment the Green Energy Technology segment. What is green energy technology? Well, we talk about things that are EV, folks, electric vehicles like bikes and automobiles. One of the bikes I'd like to recommend that you take a look at, it's from a company called Sundor, right? Sundor bikes. They're really amazing bicycles, and the price is definitely affordable as well. It's starting out about $598, folks. Very, very affordable. These bikes give you additional pedal assistance. So as you're pedaling your bikes on the beach, or on the sidewalk, or on bike trails, Here in the desert, it'll be kind of hot to do it today, but when it cools down, it's really exciting to do that. You get a lot of physical activity, and you have this nice pedal assist to help you get up those hills and around those banks. Definitely check out some of these electric bikes. So again, what is an electric bike? Just think of a mountain bike that has a powerful electric motor on the back wheel, sometimes in the front, but most of the time in the back, and a very small battery that's underneath the seat. Definitely check this out at Sunder, folks. You will definitely like this lightweight bike to use for your bike riding, and you can also use it for commuting as well. As far as electric vehicles, folks, the news is out that the Chevy Bolt, again that's Bolt spelled B-O-L-T, will be released in September in mass production across the country. Right now, current sales are done in California. The Chevy Bolt is the first EV vehicle, that means fully electric, that gives you over 200 miles to a charge. That's right, folks, 200 miles to a charge. It will surpass any of the current electric vehicles on the market today. Again, that means the technology is changing. These vehicles that are on the roads today will eventually get over 200 miles as well. However, the Chevy Bolt will hit the ground running, and in September we'll see a more of a national expansion and purchase of this particular vehicle. For more information, go to Chevy.com and check out the Chevy Bolt, spelled B-O-L-T. Now, if you are still nervous about not having enough electricity or power to have a completely 100% electric vehicle, you may want to check out the Chevy Volt. That's Chevy Volt, spelled V as in Victor, O-L-T. Chevy Volt is a vehicle that is an electric vehicle. However, it has a gas generator. That's right, a small gas engine, and its purpose is to continue to have keep the batteries working. So you can put gas in the car. I've heard reports of people filling up their gas tanks every 2 to 3 months, folks. That's amazing. Getting that type of mileage out of the cars, driving 500 to 600 miles before they need to put more gas in the vehicle. It's really amazing. So definitely check that out as well. The Chevy Bolt and Chevy Volt. Now, news from Tesla. Yes, folks, Tesla from Tesla Motors, the car that I talk a lot about on the show, and eventually I will have my Tesla Model X as well. The Tesla Model 3 is reported to be released. It's in production now, but to be sold and released next year. We're looking on the first quarter of 2018. So people are anticipating this mass-produced vehicle from Tesla. It's very, very beautiful, stylish. It looks very similar to the Model S. However, you get less electric mileage on it, if you would, but you're going about 215, 217 miles to a charge, and that will be remarkable for this type of vehicle. So definitely keep your eyes and ears open for the the Tesla Model 3. Absolutely, folks. Now, the sedan, Tesla Model S and a Tesla Model X. If you haven't got a chance to take a look at them, definitely take a look at the Tesla Model S from the website at teslamotors.com. The Model S from Tesla retails for about $75,000, folks. With all the bells and whistles, you're going to pay about $110,000 for the dual motors on both axles. Definitely take a look at it. And in your town, you may have a Tesla store. Go in there or go on the website and sign up for a free test drive. I tell you, once you test drive one of these electric vehicles, you're definitely do like I did, start saving your money up for it. It's definitely worth having. The money will save you in time and commute, and plus having gas and getting off of fossil fuel here as well. So definitely check out the Chevy Bolt, the Chevy Volt, and the Tesla as well, folks. The Tesla Model S and the Tesla Model X also. In our next series here, segment, we talk about IoT. I mentioned this before in previous episodes. IoT, what is that? It's the Internet of Things. IoT is Internet of Things, and I've got a few emails about that from our viewers asking more information on that, and what does it mean? Well, in these segments like this, I will talk every week on IoT and Internet of Things to keep you informed and educated. IoT stands for Internet of Things, meaning that devices you have in your home right now that are connected to each other, that send notifications to the homeowner through the internet. These devices can be anything from your security systems to your music, to your door locks, your thermostats, all of these devices are talking sometimes to each other, sometimes to other third-party devices can communicate with each other. However, all this is going on, folks, at the same time. As a cybersecurity researcher, we're concerned about security of these devices, right? Making sure these devices are secure and protecting your data. Because if in the bad hands of cyber criminals, they can create a lot of mischief. You've seen the stories on the news media recently of baby monitors being hacked into by these cybersecurity thieves and criminals. Being able to turn on lights in homes that are not controlled by the owners because of invalid passwords. We talked about that earlier, making sure you have a strong password. So this is the Internet of Things, and the reason I bring it up, folks, because it's one of the biggest revolutions right now in technology, and it's happening very, very fast, and it's predicted to spread even more devices in our homes that are communicating with each other. And these devices will be doing two-way communication. They will be connected to our health. We're seeing things like the Apple Watch to wear on our wrists that be able to control and monitor your blood pressure and the number of steps you take per day. All this information, folks, is in a database in the cloud that's connected to your IoT from your home. Just imagine, folks, here's a scenario. You have a scale in your bathroom, right? You step on that scale, the scale automatically records your weight for the day and your consumption. It's then sent out to a database that predicts what your calories should be, how many steps you take per day based upon your age, your gender, information like that, folks. That's all part of the IoT. It's very important that we all get to know the IoT and understand what we have in our homes that are communicating with each other. So I would suggest you definitely stay tuned to our show, but you could even join our Protection Connection community, folks, and you'd be up on videos and interviews I have with other industry experts, industry leaders regarding IoT, regarding your personal privacy and how it should be protected. So for more information like that, let's give you a quick rundown again. My services at MJ Computer Concepts provides speaking engagements at your organizations. We do workshops as well. Also, there's our Lunch and Learns, the show, Protection Connection community, folks. We have lots of ways to get the information out to you. You just need to contact us. One of the best ways you can contact us, folks, is to send us a text message. Send a text to MAC, that's M-A-C-K, MAC, text the word MAC, to the number 444-999. That's 444-999. And I don't mean 999 like ordering a pizza. Okay, that's 444-999. Text the word MAC, M-A-C-K, as well. And we'll send you information on our upcoming workshop lectures. You'll get copies of my free report on identity theft and fraud, and lots of other information to keep you informed. Remember, folks, education is our best defense against cyber crimes and cyber attacks. Join us here every week, folks, every week here on WCOBM.tv. Have a great weekend. We'll see you then. Bye for now.
Welcome to the Untitled
Johnny Stewart and Friends.
Slithering Idiot Show.
Our Young Brewers.
Guy Dawson Show.
702 Roxy.
Anything is time.
Hi, and welcome back to Technology Review. I'm your host, Mac Jackson Jr. We're continuing our second segment here with my guest, Michael Spencer from CypherLock, and also Michael Delegazzo as well from CypherLock.
How you doing, Mac?
Great.
Pleasure being here.
Yes, welcome back to a second segment. We're going to continue our conversation with Michael Delegazzo here on the phone regarding CypherLock and its encryption technology, a totally new technology of encryption that protects the data, company's data, in motion and at rest. Welcome back, Michael, for our second segment.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. So we were continuing the conversation about the type of technology that you've created using CypherLock and how different it is from technologies that's on the market now.
Yeah, let me just kind of delve into a couple of different technologies that are currently available, and what's happened in our world is that encryption technologies are really about 40 years old today. Everyone runs an RSA style encryption key with a certain key size that is defined by FIPS or the I'm sorry, we had a little break right there. The technology today is set up by the federal government, and they define the standards for any type of encryption key size. With CypherLock, we took a different approach, and our technology does not encrypt based on key size, although we can use any of the FIPS standards to encrypt our data. We are really depending upon a different set of rules, and those rules are that we don't have linear files in our system. And what I mean by that is that we don't have one large file that we encrypt with one encryption key or multiple encryption keys. We take the file, we blow it into thousands, if not tens of thousands of RAM-sized pieces, and then we encrypt and re-encrypt those using different algorithms that are now FIPS 140-2 approved. So with our technology, you don't get a linear file, you get a file that looks like a broken piece of glass, that they're all different sizes, shapes, colors, and that's what we have. And the reason that is more valuable, if you will, it does two things. One, it's impossible to reconstruct a broken piece of glass.
Yes.
So that's what we do to a file. We shatter it. Second thing is that we encrypt every one of those little shards with a different encryption key or multiple keys. So even if you were to intercept one of our files, our data packets we call them, and you were to break that by pure luck, what would happen is that you would end up having to reconstruct all the other files in the exact order that we broke them apart with all the other keys simultaneously. And you can't do that without an algorithm. And that is what makes CypherLock unique. Secondly, quantum computing is coming online now.
Yes, it is.
We know that the federal government just jumped from AES 256 with CDC to AES 4096 key size. That's a more than tenfold increase in the key size they recommend for anything confidential or above. The military, along with NAU, Northern Arizona University, have been testing our technology against AES 256 and beyond, and we are currently in testing with both the Fed as well as major university, and we have a number of other companies around the U.S. that are also testing our technology at this point in time. And we anticipate over the next 3 months that our technology will be vetted by the federal government, as well as a couple of published papers from different universities that have looked at our technology, tested it, and believe it's the next generation of cybersecurity.
That's amazing.
So we're really excited about that. Yeah, it's mind-blowing. We're the greatest technology that's not known yet.
Absolutely amazing, Michael. If I can interrupt you for 1 second there, I just caught something you said is amazing there. 4096 encryption, you're actually beyond that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely we are.
That's amazing.
In fact, our technology creates an n factorial math problem for any supercomputer or any quantum computer. And even though a quantum computer can do trillions of transactions per second, because the way we construct and we deconstruct our files, it's impossible for a quantum computer to be able to break our technology, and they're testing us now. So we think over the next couple of months, we'll have those test results back from the Fed, And when we get approved by them, and we're actually going next week, our chief scientist, Dr. Albert Carlson, is flying to Rome, New York, to the Air Force Cyber Command, and we're going to be giving a presentation on CyberLock to them. And this is brand new news, and we just found out about an hour ago.
That is great.
So that's what's going on with us. And it's this is a completely new technology. This is not a technology that's built on anybody else's. This is not, when we receive the patent, it's very difficult to get a patent right now. This technology is, I tell people, you don't realize how big this company could get, but we could easily be one of the FANG companies, Facebook, Apple, Netflix, or Google, because they all started like we did. They came out with a new technology and they built on it. We have now filed 11 patents on this technology. We've been awarded our first one. We have about 4 more that are coming up very quickly for approval. And that's going to give us about 11 different verticals to go into with our technology.
Michael, what are the odds of this happening? We make it through the Air Force, a couple of the other governmental agencies we've been talking about. What are the odds of CyberLock becoming the new standard for technology?
We think that once they test our technology, we believe that NIST, which is the company I was trying to think of earlier, which is the National Institute of Standards and Technology, they set the 5th standards. We think that we could become the new standard for NIST. Now, that's going to take lobbying by the federal government. It's going to take lobbying by the Air Force, NSA, but it can very well happen. And if that happens, that means the world changes.
Yes, it really will. That would definitely change everything if it's acceptedness.
And keep in mind, I'm the guy raising money, so if I owned part of this company at this early stage and this happened, it could mean a lot of money for a relatively small investment, wouldn't you say?
Oh, I think we're the greatest little company that companies usually don't start out like us. But usually they're funded by VCs, and they have, tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in development costs.
Right. We
built this company for about $5 million, and that is very low when you look at the technology. We already have the first patent issued, and this is, right now it's very difficult to get a software or hardware patent unless it's really unique. We are really unique.
So not only do we have the patents you're talking about, the one patent with 11 more on the come, we also actually have, we've went from theory to product. We have actual 4 products now to distribute and sell. So
yes, we do.
That's pretty big in the upstart world to actually have your product available to sell.
Yes, we do. And the beauty of it is that CyberLock can be integrated as a layered approach, to a current technology. So if you have AUS 256 already installed, and you want to install another layer of security on top, CyberLock can be layered down on top. If you need a standalone or you build a product from scratch, it can be the foundation of that new product.
That's very good, Michael. Talk to us more about how would customers now, today, find out more information about CyberLock, or get invest maybe in the company, or maybe even purchase the product?
There's 3. There's 3 ways that this product can be consumed. One could be, like I said, an integrated product. One could be a layered product, and then the third one could be a standalone.
Okay.
That's really unique to consume a new product on these different levels. We built it where it's very consumable. Secondly, the technology is such that we really don't have to have any other technology to support CyberLock. We just need an output. So just a file output, and we can either do it in a large file format, or we can do streaming, or we can do a single file at a time.
Very good, very good. Again, let's wrap up here real quickly here. Michael, how does everyone invest, or how to get a hold of you guys? This is an amazing product.
Yeah, in fact, why don't we put it up on there at some point here? But it's Michael Spencer is my name, and if you will give me a call at 810-516-9100, 05. And that's a direct line right to me. That will go right directly to CipherLock, the one you have up here, which is fine. They'll get the call over to me also. I was giving you my direct line to call. But do it, and I offer the stock at a $2 share price.
$2 share price. Very nice.
But that is getting ready to go up here, we think, probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Very good. Well, Michael Delgado, thank you very much for being on Technology Review today, and Michael Spencer, thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. Thank you guys for joining us today at Technology Review. Stay tuned. Hi, welcome back to Technology Review. I'm your host, Mac Jackson Jr. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Technology Review TV or on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/Mac Jackson Jr. I'm also on Twitter, twitter.com/Mac Jackson Jr. This is about cybersecurity, and with my guest today, we're going to talk about a company called CipherLock. I'm here with my guest, Mike Spencer and Michael Delgado on phone with us here. We're going to talk about CipherLock. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Mac, how are you? Thank you for having us.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So cybersecurity is something that we talk about on the show a lot for the last 3 years on WCOBM.TV. And cybersecurity is something that around the world that everyone is aware of, and now focusing on trying to make sure they have vulnerability testing and things in place to protect their company's data from cyber terrorists and cyber criminals. I understand there's a new product, CipherLock, that can help in the protection of companies' data. Tell us a little bit about CipherLock.
Well, let me tell you this. The motto of the company, mission statement of the company is protecting the world's data, Mac.
Yes.
And it's one of those areas that if you can figure it out, if it can be done, there's an opportunity to make a lot of money with the company that has done this.
Absolutely.
And so we're kind of excited about it. I do have the CEO of the company on the phone right now, Michael Delgado, so I'd sure like to have a chance to talk to him a little bit about some of these questions.
Very good. Hello, Michael. Welcome to the show.
Matt?
Very good. Welcome to the show. Again, I want to thank you for being part of Technology Review here on WCOBM.TV. Tell us a little bit about CipherLock.
Well, CipherLock is the next generation of cybersecurity software and hardware technologies. It's built upon a patent that was issued to us 2 years ago that's based on an algorithm and an invention by Dr. Albert Carlson. We've taken that invention from theory to actual product in a period of a couple of years. It is a completely new algorithm for encrypting data using a different set of rules, if you will. And these rules were designed to prevent hacking of the product, the files that we encrypt, the technology that we protect, whether the data is at rest or in motion, as well as a new technology that we're in the process of patenting. And it is a new technology that we no longer have to pass passwords or encryption keys when we send files to the internet, and we have a patentable technology that will handle that. So we now have the ability to protect data that's in motion as well as at rest, and we'll also secure the keys to that data.
Okay, that's very exciting there, Michael, especially with the products that are on the market now. Your product is something unique and different and offers a more secure, it seems to be a more secure way of protecting the data from cyber hackers. Tell us a little bit more about the password, what the end user will run into when they're using your product.
Yeah, one of the issues with hackers today, and you prefaced it earlier, that in the cybersecurity business, we have a thing called ransomware, which is where hackers hack into your technology, your data files through malware. And what they do is they encrypt your data, and then they have a key, and you have to pay them through some type of cryptocurrency.
Yes.
And then they release the file. So the reason they're encrypting that data is because, first of all, it's not protected. Secondly, if it were protected with a technology that wouldn't allow malware to get into the files, then you wouldn't have anything to worry about. But because of the fact that people don't encrypt data at rest, then the issue is with this ransomware is that they're able to go into the files, encrypt them, and then you're locked out of your files. With our technology, if your files were encrypted using CipherLock, first of all, the files wouldn't look like a regular file. Secondly, the files would be protected with CipherLock. Now, does that mean they can't still get in? Yes, they can still get in, but if your data is protected with CipherLock, they have achieved nothing. So from the hackers that are getting and stealing your data and trying to sell it, there's no value to it because it's encrypted data. Secondly, people have to, back up their data, and if they have a backup that's also encrypted with CipherLock, they could restore and wouldn't have any issues with that. So we know that our products can prevent the theft of data because it's encrypted at rest. Same thing holds true when data's in motion. We can protect that data with CipherLock, and it doesn't look like other AES type encryption.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you a question there, Michael. You mentioned a really good point here, and I think the audience really needs to hear that again. You mentioned that data, if it's encrypted, it's hard for it to be for ransomware to try to encrypt it again.
Well, what I'm saying is if they were to crack into your file and the data is encrypted, it's really worthless to them.
Exactly.
Secondly, if it's encrypted, they have no way to decipher what's in those files. So a lot of times, if that data is already encrypted, they're going to go after somebody else's data.
Right.
Remember, this is malware, so it's basically anonymous software that sends your information back to them and says, hey, I found a computer that I can go in and encrypt everything on, and you can install your little piece of malware, and you can set up a ransom on this. So with CipherLock, we're very secure in that even if they get in, they get nothing.
Right.
And if they intercept an email or they intercept a data packet, they get nothing because the data is completely encrypted. And it's not encrypted using AES. It's not encrypted using standard American encryption standards. It's encrypted with CipherLock, which is a completely new generation of encryption technologies.
Michael, here's a thing that I find pretty amazing, being in investor relations with the company, and I'm only learning this part of what I've heard a lot of companies tell me. We got the best of the best, and I hear over and over again, we create some new product that's going to do it. Why is ours, and I know the answer to this, I just would like to hear you give it, how come we know ours is the best of the best?
Good point.
Well, let me give you, that's a really good question. Let me give you a really good answer on that.
Okay.
We've now been tested 3 times, twice by Israeli cyber defense firms, once by U.S. defense contractor. They tried to penetrate our technology in our files, and after trillions of attempts, brute force attacks, they've never opened a single data packet, much less one of our files. It is a new type of encryption technology. We're currently being tested in the United States Air Force Cyber Command in Rome, New York, and we're being tested against other world-class technologies, and we're more than certain that no one will ever break into our files because we're actually quantum resistant, and most of the other technologies are not.
Right, exactly. That's very good to hear. That's what I'm really excited to hear about this product, and more people should know about this. The advancement that you guys have done right now to take you beyond the normal encryption process.
Oh, yeah, you got to understand that most encryption technologies are a minimum of 20 years old. Most are 40 years old based on RSA.
Right.
And our encryption standard today that is a FIPS 140-2 for most financial services, that technology is running AES 256 with CBC, and CipherLock has an effective key size in the way that we encrypt of something beyond a 4096 key, which is what the military just recommended all of their vendors go to. So it's completely different technology.
Very, very, very good. Very good. Well, Michael, we're also going to continue on this conversation. It's very exciting in our next segment as well. So definitely stand by for that as well. We're going to take a little break here in a few seconds, and then we're going to continue our second segment. But again, we're going to talk with Mike Spitzer here too about how to invest and how the public can get involved in this type of technology and get the word out about the investment opportunities as well.
I'm glad you brought that up, and I would just bring to your attention, Mac, if you could have been at the bottom level when Google got started, Facebook, company after company, when they first got started, at the right time, at the right place, this is it. You heard Michael talking about new technology. This is something new. 6 trillion attempts, trillions of attempts to get into this, and they've been unable to do it so far. And these are some of the top level companies. We're not talking just the guy with a little laptop.
Yes.
We're talking they've got supercomputers and quantum computers trying to get into us. They've been unable to do so. So
that's incredible.
The right timings right now.
Absolutely, that's incredible. Well, folks, definitely stay tuned. We'll be right back here. We're going to talk more to Michael Delagaja and Mike Spencer about cipher lock technology. We'll be right back, folks, after these important messages. Thank you.
Welcome to the Non-Live
Johnny Stewart and Friends.
Slithering Idiot Show.
Are Yelling Bruce.
Guy Dawson Show.
702 Roxy.
Danny Vegas time.
everybody. This is Danny Vegas, and this is Geeks R Sexy live from Las Vegas, Nevada, live from the Gene Woods Racing Experience. And like I say every week, don't spend $10,000 on a bottle of vodka. Spend $20 here, because it's the best ride in town.
Mm-hmm.
You think?
Sure.
All right. Okay, well, if you're all tuning in to your normal Geeks R Sexy genre, I am standing in for Michelle Davis today. We believe Michelle will be back next week, and we are so looking forward to having her back on a regular basis here at WCOBM, hosting the Geeks R Sexy show, which we all know is a cornerstone of WCOBM Las Vegas studio, and we cannot wait till you get back. Okay, hang a star on this one. Call the doctor, because we have a huge guest in here today. I mean, you talk about a boss lady, you're talking about a business titan. Oh, we got one in today, because we have, are you ready? Vanya Monday from, I'm going to make sure I get it right, owner of Pole Fitness Studio and Pole Expo right here. This is a busy woman. The fact that we got her in here right now is a miracle. Vanya, welcome to the show.
Wow, that is like quite the...
Do you feel like you're walking on water right now?
Who is coming?
You!
Wow.
You are it.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You know, I did a little Facebook stalking when I knew you were coming today, and I learned a lot. Now, when it comes to, you know, I have to go there. I mean, you probably answered this question a million times before, but, you know, to knuckleheads like us, you have literally taken the dancing pole, and literally took it out of the exotic clubs and literally created a platform, an entity that is bar none, second to none in the world.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it did start in the clubs, but even prior to that, there was Chinese pole and East Indian poles, which has been around thousands and thousands of years. But yeah, the modern day pole dancing, stripping, it's now done by everybody for a variety of reasons. Today we had a girl, I didn't check her ID, she might have been 12 years old coming in for our pole dancing class with her mom.
Now that is interesting in the fact, because every business interview I do, whether it's my show or if I fill in for someone's show, I always like to ask, when did the light bulb go off? Were you like laying in bed one night, 3 o'clock in the morning, staring at the ceiling and like, you know what? Pole fitness, that's what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. So my question is, where did the light bulb go off? When did it happen?
Well, I remember when I was 19, that's a legal drinking age in British Columbia.
Okay.
So I was there for my 19th birthday, and at the beginning of the night, my boyfriend at the time, Eric, he goes, you should do this. You should totally just try being a stripper. And I was like, no way. But then by the end of the night, the alcohol had settled in, and I was asking around, where's the school? Where do you go to do this? And everyone thought I was really funny asking for the school.
Oh, that's interesting. So basically, you're out carousing for the night, you know, and you're a cool gal, so you're in some type of exotic club. And of course, like every knucklehead guy, like, you ought to be one of these.
Yeah.
And so you went around saying, okay, where do I learn how to do all this stuff that I'm seeing in front of me?
Yeah, people thought I was asking the weirdest questions, because there's no such thing as a pole dancing school.
Right.
So I thought, well, that's really strange. But I went ahead and did amateur night. I was picked up by an agency, because up in Canada you pay an agency fee and they shop you around.
Right.
And then I thought, this is so crazy there isn't a school. Like, I need to at least teach something. I need to help these girls, because I was so nervous.
Right.
So
and you have developed literally plateaus or levels or certifications. I mean, this is the real deal. I mean, you can be certified at certain levels, teaching, you have schools for that. Certainly, when I was looking around, you've made it parties. You can come and do a party at your place, bachelorette parties. I mean, this is really cool. Fitness for fitness. And like you said, you literally had a mom bring in her 12-year-old daughter.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a mother and daughter. We've had some interesting pole dancing parties.
Okay.
So it's not just the obvious pole dancing for your birthday or your bachelorette party. We've done divorce, we've done pregnancy party. Some of the more unique ones, though, are deaf and mute. That's really cool.
Say what now?
The girls are deaf, and they can't speak either, and so they just want the music so loud so they feel the bass.
Okay.
And other than that, we did a widowers party. So it's a group of women whose partners have passed away, and they just meet once a year from around the world, and they experience some neat things. We've also had 3 generations in one room. So
now I've heard through the grapevine you've had some celebrities at your studio.
Yeah, Miss Britney Spears.
Yeah.
She came in, and I was hoping she'd come back for more lessons because what she wanted to learn, you can't do really in one lesson unless you have been training in that manner. But she was great with the choreography part of the lesson.
Okay, I want to, before we get into Pole Expo, which, you know, I've done expos myself, and they literally they're a lot of work. Not only you got to get a lot of people there, you got to sell a lot of booths, they're a lot of work, but you have literally taken, like you said, from year 1 to where you are now, it's the biggest on the planet.
It's the biggest on planet Earth, though the booze sales aren't really a priority for me.
Okay.
Thank goodness, because we would really hurt ourselves.
Okay.
But the ticket sales, coming to Pole Expo, experiencing the vendors and the workshops, and even watching our opening night, which is Thursday, the 7th of September. I'm performing that night.
Okay.
Which I never do. I never perform.
Hang a star on that one.
This is going to be crazy. Yeah, at the Joint.
Okay.
It's going to be a really big show. I'm putting a lot of work into it.
Right.
But everyone's welcome to come. It's an all-ages show.
Excellent.
We provide food and drinks at the beginning, all included in your ticket. So.
Wow, that's great. So what are the dates for Pole Expo and location?
The easiest thing to think of is 7-11. So September 7th to the 11th.
Okay.
Actually, I lied. 7th to the 10th.
Okay.
So that's even maybe.
We'll use 7-11. It's close
whatever.
enough.
7-11. It's okay. You want to recover and leave on Monday.
There
anyway.
you go.
So yeah, September 7th is our opening night at the Joint.
Okay.
A lot of people, if you're coming in from out of town, it does say on the website, arrive on the 6th.
All right, excellent. So that's going to be at the Hard Rock.
The Hard Rock, Las Vegas, inside the Joint.
That is a phenomenal vibe place. If you don't come to Vegas very often, and you're coming to Vegas for Pole Expo, the fact that we're at the Hard Rock, oh, that is killer, because that is such a great vibe over there.
Seriously, and we have discounted rooms on the website right now.
Excellent.
And they're selling quickly, so there is a deadline if you want to get that room.
Okay, so let's do a little refresh. Pole Fitness Studios, what's the address? Is over there by the Palms,
here
right?
in Vegas, we're right by the Palms, and we recently opened close to Summerlin on Sahara and Buffalo.
All right, so we have 2 locations. Great for fitness. Great for, I mean, the workout routine and what you have developed is world class.
Thank you.
You could literally, hey, if it's fun, and the workout routine is world class, and you get the music, and you get the fun, you get the sisterhood, you get the whole deal, but I got to go somewhere.
You got to go somewhere.
I want to talk about, on your website, you said pole dancing for men.
Yeah.
Come on, come on.
Actually, we had a men's only pole dancing class.
Really?
We did. And we just recently discontinued because of a variety of reasons.
Okay.
But we have men in every class. We're 100% co-ed now.
Okay.
So we don't need just the men's only anymore.
Okay. I read that and I'm kind of like, you know, old school Danny Vegas. I'm like, come on, men at the pole dancing. But you know what? Well, I'd love to try it, but
I think you should.
I'd be afraid to try. Oh
I'm a professional.
I know,
Fania,
you are the best in
Danny.
the world, but you are dealing with the, you know.
I know what I'm dealing with here.
I'm retired
I'm just
Thunder.
curious if you have like as much hair on your face as you do on your legs. No. Yes.
Do I have as much? No, that's kind of like an algebra problem. Do I have more hair on my face? I have more hair on my face.
Okay, that's good. You might be born to pole dance.
Oh, okay. All right. As long as there's no pictures taken, I think it's fun. I think it would be fun.
I'll turn off the cameras. When Brittany came, we had to hide the cameras.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Now, if you're serious, I'm telling you, the fact that this entity is in Las Vegas, it is based here. It is the genesis of pole, anything is right here, and this is the woman who started it all. We're blessed to have it right here in Las Vegas. Let's get some contact information, not for all you Facebook freaks out there, but where can we get a hold of you?
For the Facebook freaks, lucky you, I'm a Facebook whore. So you can find me on Fania Mundy. So F as in Frank, AWNIA. I'm sure my name is somewhere, and then MONDEY.
That's right. Find that. You can also, like I said, if you have any information, you can always just contact the D-Man. I'm sure I can get you hooked up. Okay. That's it?
Yeah, together we're going to
Make Pole great again.
And thank you, Body and Pole out of New York, for this hat. And I can't wait to see you guys at Pole Expo.
That's right. Thank you for my. It was an honor to interview today.
It was fun.
All right. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome to the Unlive.
Johnny Stewart and Friends.
Slithering Idiot Show.
I Yelling Bruce.
Guy Dawson Show.
702 Rocks.
Danny Vegas time.
welcome to Geeks R Sexy. I'm Michelle Davis, your host, and you're watching live in Las Vegas on WCOBM.TV. I am here with Jody T. Hart, the owner of Jody T. Hart Fitness. How you doing, Jody?
I'm doing wonderful, Michelle. Thank you for having me again.
Welcome back to the show. We're going to talk all about Jody T. Hart Fitness and how she started, all about her journey, her entrepreneurial spirit, and everything in between, because when it comes to this lady, you can tell she's got her hands full. Literally. These fur babies of hers are just her joy and pride. Isn't that right, Jody?
They are.
What's their names? Let's give a shout out.
This is Cleopatra, my Morkie, and this over here is Chloe. She's the Maltese. So, and they love people and have been at many of my events that I have been at, so you might see them around town as well.
So let's talk about, you've been around town going and socializing and networking, and you actually have a couple events coming up soon.
I do. So on June 20th, I will be at the Vegas Pause for a Cause event, which is at the Rendezvous Restaurant on the corner of Decatur and Sahara, and that will be from 6 to 9. It's a non-profit charity organization for the forgotten fur babies like these two. Aww. So it's a free event. Please come out. I will be there. I will be sampling out some protein bars, and these two little girls will be there as well.
Oh, they're so much fun. I love their little dresses. So cute. This one is a little shy. That one is a little cray-cray.
Yeah, she eats too many protein bars, as you can see. And loves chicken.
So, Jody, we were talking a little bit about your fitness and how you are all gung-ho into fitness, working out all the time. You've been on several magazines, and you've been all over the place when it comes to your fitness, when it comes to competing, being in every single kind of genre when it comes to health and fitness. And talk about that a little bit.
I started my fitness career almost 20 years ago and did 42 fitness competitions. Wow. I have 76 titles in different fitness, figure, bikini, sports model competitions. I did win the Natural Olympia twice, and I retired about 5 years ago.
It's amazing.
One of those decisions where I did a lot, I loved it, I had a great time, and it was time to move on to do something else. And I think my perception of fitness has changed over the years, where I used to think it was all about diet, workout, compete, and now I've changed it to more of a balance between the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, and the physical well-being as well, because it's all about being healthy from the inside out, meaning what you put in your body is going to radiate on the outside. So it comes with your thoughts, how you treat yourself every day, the balance of your emotions, the mental stability as well, and obviously the physical as well.
I love all your inspirational quotes, all your positive messages on your social media, always telling people to go out and do something for yourself, take an hour for yourself every day and do something special for yourself. And actually, if you go to Jody T. Hart Fitness, you can see all about her and her adventures as well. Now, we'll talk lightly about how you're looking for brand ambassadors for your company. Give more information about that, if you don't mind.
So I am, and it's going to be in conjunction, obviously, with my protein bars, the Empower bars. I am currently working on some new things. I haven't announced that quite yet. It'll be about a month yet. And I will be looking for ambassadors to obviously expand the company. So I'm looking for not necessarily just fitness women or men, basically anybody that kind of loves my perspective on being healthy from the inside out.
Absolutely. You know, it's really hard to find an energy bar nowadays that has no sugar alcohol or something that's really nasty in it. And can you kind of go over lightly about the ingredients of your bars and the hard work that you've put into them?
Absolutely. So the main ingredient in my bar is whey protein isolate. It is hormone-free, lactose-free whey protein. So I don't put any milk protein or calcium caseinate in the bar. And the only sweetener is stevia. So there is no sucralose, no sugar alcohols, none of that stuff. And it is obviously high fiber, high protein, low carbs, very low sugar. So the only sugar is from the organic nut butters that I use.
So I found Jody on Facebook, actually, and I was watching a lot of her videos. If you go to her page and you watch her videos, you can really see how into fitness, not only for the motivation, but for the nutrition side as well. She's put so much of your heart and soul into these bars, and you're kind of looking at doing a little revamping. You've brought on a new business partner.
I have, yes.
And so that's going to be exciting. You're coming on every month to Geeks R Sexy to kind of talk about what's happening in your life. And as an entrepreneur, how do you feel when you first started your business? Were you scared? Were you nervous? What were some of the things you went through when you figured, I'm going to do something on my own and do this?
Oh boy, I'll be honest, I was completely scared, like most of you are, to start your own business, because I was working a full-time job, and instead of buying houses and cars and taking trips, I was taking all my money and putting into my business with the hopes that you can either succeed or you can fail. And I've never been a quitter. I may have failed a couple times, but I never stop. So it was scary, and I've had some bumps in the road along the way, but I had to keep pushing through, and it's been worth it. So if I can give any advice to anybody that has a passion for whatever idea, project, starting a business, go for it. You have nothing to lose, I promise you.
That's awesome. And so if anybody is interested in joining the brand ambassador program that she has going on, what's the best way to get in contact with you?
Please email me at jody@empowerbars.com. That's with the hyphen, so jodi@empower.com.
Awesome. And do you have a last word of advice when it comes to women going out and doing their own thing, whether it's fitness or not, just being an entrepreneur and standing up for yourself? What words of advice would you give?
My advice is you only have one life, and you need to go for it, because you will regret it later on. And yes, you're going to struggle a couple times, but I promise you, if you put your heart, your soul, and your passion into it, you will succeed.
I love that. Thanks, Jody, so much for coming on Geeks R Sexy. And don't forget, she has a couple events coming up, so if you want to meet these cuties over here, talk about Empower Bars, maybe even talk to Jody about her fitness and how she started out being a competitor, go ahead and give those dates and the places again, if you don't mind.
Yes. June 20th, Vegas Pause event at the Rendezvous Restaurants in Las Vegas from 6 to 9 p.m. And the other event I'm doing is Kiss for Kids. It's a charity fundraiser for underprivileged children, and that will be on Thursday, June 22nd at Boca Park from 5:30 to 7 p.m.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys have been motivated, inspired. Just think about some things on the side that maybe you have as a dream or a goal that you wanted to kind of bring out of the box, try it again. You never know what you can do. So, JodyTHeartFitness.com. She'll be here again next month on Geeks R Sexy. You're watching right here on WCOBM.TV, and we'll be right back.
Bye.
Bye. Welcome to Geeks R Sexy. I'm Michelle Davis, your host. You're watching live in Las Vegas at WCOBM.TV. When it comes to partying in Las Vegas, do you want to know who to hire? It's this guy right here. Bachelor parties, bachelor parties, bachelor parties. That's what we're going to discuss today, because we're talking about guys and the girls. We're talking about pool parties, might sprinkle up about nightclubs, but all about partying in Vegas. Who to hire? It's this guy.
Well, thank you for having me.
Brian Pfeiffer. He's the owner of Surreal Nightclub and Nightlife, and as well BachelorVegas.com. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me again.
So it's been a year. I haven't seen you. Time goes by fast, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't think it's quite been a year, but it's been a little while.
About that.
Yeah.
So what's been going on in the party nightlife?
We're in kind of the heart of the busy season here. It's June and it's hot.
Yes, it is.
It's very hot.
Yes, it is.
I think it's about 105 today. A little windy.
So let's talk about some hot stuff. I want to talk about pool parties, the top 10 pool parties actually.
Okay.
And we're going to get started with this video, so watch this.
Hi, I'm Brian Pfeiffer, and welcome to SurrealNightlife.com. You've reached our Vegas page, and we're glad to have you. I bet you're coming to Vegas and you're looking for nightclubs, day clubs, or strip clubs. Well, guess what? We have all of them on our website, and we can tell you all the deals that are going on for tables, bottle service, and tickets.
So welcome back to Geeks R Sexy. So Brian, when did you create Bachelor Vegas?
Well, Bachelor Vegas was actually created about 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in business for about 15.
Okay.
And just in the last year, I was able to purchase the domain and the company.
Awesome. So who are your typical clients for Bachelor Vegas?
Well, I have, international, U.S.-based, typically anybody that's going to be coming to Vegas
Mm-hmm.
and is having a bachelor party.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people that would generally hit me up and, look for, entertainment. I put machine guns and exotic cars and,
that's cool.
Strip clubs, nightclubs, pools, you name it.
You name it. That's awesome. And be it that you can basically do a party anytime, 365 basically, almost, but when is the best time to book in Vegas for a bachelor party?
Well, we can always do the last minute stuff, but obviously we prefer to do stuff, booked in a little bit in advance,
Mm-hmm.
at least a couple, maybe two to 4 weeks.
Is there a season that's best to book?
Well, bachelor parties actually come year round, but obviously the pool season goes from like middle of March till about the end of September, and that's generally the busy season. So you have the pools and the nightclubs then, instead of just the nightclubs and the strip clubs.
And so let's say it's a group of 10 guys. Typically there's the bachelor and then there's the best man who takes care of everything. Right. How much money should they bring?
Well, we can cater to anybody's budget, but I would say to really go ham on a group of 10 guys. Have
fun.
Yeah, I mean, if each guy can do like $1,000, that's 10 grand you're playing with. That's a pretty good weekend. If the group's got a little bit more.
And that's the entire weekend.
Yeah, that's the entire weekend.
You can't blow that in one night, but for typical...
I mean, if the guys could do $2 grand a guy and they're like say a $20K budget, we can really do some nice tables and some pretty fun stuff.
That's a good time in Vegas.
When you divide it up 10 ways, it's not that bad. It sounds like a lot of money, but
no, it's the whole weekend. I mean, this is a lifetime memory that you're never going to forget. So you might as well go out with the bang, right?
Exactly.
Now, what are the different packages that you offer?
We do everything from basically setting up your limo, pick up at the airport. Sometimes guys want a stripper.
Of course, they want the whole 9 yards.
We do a suite. We've done suite parties before. Obviously just the standard nightclub, day club, strip club. Machine guns. Off-roading, ATVs, you name it. We do just about everything.
That's amazing.
Generally guys are like, well, they don't think about it. If you're coming from UK or Australia, they call it a bucks party in Australia, and a stag in the UK.
I did not know that.
These guys, they come in, they don't have any contacts at all.
Right.
So instead of like trying to reach out to like 10 different places and try to book all this stuff, which could be a real headache, you can come to me or my company, and we go ahead and just take care of all your bookings.
So bachelorvegas.com. We have a testimonial video from one of your clients. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, well, Evan was his name, and he's kind of a big deal. He sold his company for it was like some kind of app or something. He sold for a lot of money, and he's a big deal now. He comes out, he does all his bookings with me. I have a number of guys like that, and he pretty much doesn't even like question anything I say. He's just like, whatever you think we should do, that's what we're gonna do.
So let's play the video.
Huge shout out to Brian Pfeiffer. Thank you again and again for setting up my brother's bachelor party. You ran point on everything. You made me not have to worry about anything. You let me audible when we needed to, and you organized everything to be a perfect 10 for a weekend. He had the best time ever. I had the best time ever, and so did all of his boys. So thank you again for everything.
So again, if you have a bachelor party, come to Las Vegas, go to bachelorvegas.com, hire Brian Pfeiffer, and you have, upcoming Labor Day weekend is coming up.
Labor Day's big, Halloween's big, and then of course you got New Year's. Those are probably the big three in the next
So, top 3 rules. If you're going to a pool party, you're going to be around a lot of hot chicks, and you're with a big group of guys. What are like the top 3 rules you need to follow?
Well, I would say the first thing is you need to come hydrated.
Okay.
Wear sunscreen.
Okay.
Don't act like a butt.
A butt, an asshole. There you go. All right. So, Brian, thank you so much for stopping back on Geeks R Sexy.
Thanks for having me.
I hope you come back with some of your girls from Surreal Nightlife or, Bachelor Vegas or something like that. So, stick around, guys, for next time right here. That's on Geeks R Sexy with Brian for Real. We're on WCOBM.TV. We'll be right back. Welcome to Geeks R Sexy. I'm Michelle Davis, your host, and we are live in Las Vegas at WCOBM.TV. I'm here with a whole group full of beautiful ladies, and that is the crew at the Mirror Salon. We're talking about eyes today. All about the eyes, the windows to the soul, right? And better yet, the owner, Tamara Frigno, is here in the house. How you doing, Tamara? Welcome back.
Thank you for having me again.
So glad to have you back. Now, I love your hair. It's perfect for summer. Who did your hair?
Rachel.
Rachel Powers has got the mighty powers. How you doing, Rachel?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So you're new to the Mirror Salon.
Yes, I've been there about a month.
Welcome to the family.
Thank you.
What do you think of it?
I absolutely love it. Basically, from the first moment I walked in there, I knew I could call it home.
We won't go from where you came from,
Right.
but you did go to Paul Mitchell and you did all of your homework and you are legit and you are all good. And so now you have your own space.
Yes, I do.
So what is all that you do? Because she did my eyelashes yesterday. Let me tell you, not having to do eyes when you wake up, you can look in the mirror, don't have to put on the mascara, don't have to do the eyeshadow or even the eyeliner. Eyelash extensions. Rachel, thank you so much for hooking me up.
No problem. It was my pleasure.
So you do eyelashes.
I do eyelashes.
Hair.
I do hair. I do cutting. I do makeup.
Awesome. You do it all.
Yeah. Hair extensions.
Really?
Tape-ins, bonded.
Wow. I love your Instagram page.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What is it? Rachel Powers?
011.
011.
Yes.
Yeah, so go check out all of her work, because you do some hair before and after pictures and your work and so forth.
Yes, I do.
Now, we have an international catwalk event going on, girlfriend.
Yes, we do.
We need to talk about that. Tell me all about it.
It's the J Summer event.
Okay.
It's going to be at Hoover Dam on June 26th.
Hoover Dam.
I know.
Catwalk at the Hoover Dam. Are they going to kind of go to the very edge and then turn around and come back or something?
Something like that. Let's hope they don't go over the edge. Just
no,
as long as they
I was like,
continue with
don't
the edge,
slip.
Don't fall.
No, but that's so awesome. I mean, what a unique place to have a catwalk event.
Yes, we have an international model, Jessica Min, and she will actually be there doing
Hey,
the main
Scott,
part.
show us that hottie that she sent us that email. Can you flip the screen so we all can look at it too? We like to look at the picture of the hot girl. Yeah, look at her. Ow. So tell us more about the event, the date, the time, where people can buy tickets.
Well, actually, if you check online for the J Summer event, there's a limited amount of tickets that are available.
Okay.
It's also going to be, I think, at 8 o'clock in the morning on June 26th. So it's very, very early in the morning.
Wow. Is there a .com people can go to?
You can try our Facebook page.
Yeah?
We might have a little bit more information at that point in time about it, but it's a J Summer event.
And it's at 8 a.m., so they better have mimosas. Seriously. So, Rachel, what do you think about the heat in the summer, and what are things that are popular nowadays? Besides your nails, you actually changed your nail color.
I did.
You had them different yesterday.
I did. Yeah. We have an amazing girl that
I can't keep up with this girl.
That works at the salon. She does amazing nails, and I always let her experiment and have creative
I love
freedom.
that.
So, yeah.
So that's the new color of today.
Yes. Till
I love
ruin
that.
them from doing hair color.
That's awesome.
Which that will happen.
Absolutely love it.
One of them's a unicorn. Did you see that?
Yeah. So it's like, if you, I don't know if you can see it, but if you touch it.
Oh my God! She's got a unicorn horn as a nail. People, telling you what, you need to go to the Mirror Salon and get the hook up, because you guys do everything.
Everything.
Everything. Let's talk about everything that you do. Not you, but the Mirror Salon. You pretty much do everything. When it comes to the brows, the mmbrows.com, scalp. What is it?
mmscalp.com.
mmsalon.com. This lady right here, the boss. So,
well, we do everything, including hair, nails, makeup, eyelash extensions, facials, threading, waxing, and of course permanent makeup.
Love it. They're in Henderson, right off the Valley Verde Freeway. You just take that exit. They're right there in the little shopping center. And I love the fact that you even have your son working there, which was awesome. We got to give a shout out to the little cute guy that I said hi to yesterday.
Hi, Chris.
Hi,
Hey.
Hey.
Love it. So give the hours of the Mirror Salon.
Okay, this is always the fun part. Stick to it. Okay, I got it. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it is 10 to 7.
Okay.
Wednesday and Thursdays, it's 9:30 to 9.
Okay.
Fridays, it's 9:30 to 8. And then Saturdays are 10 to 8.
And you guys can cater to big parties too.
Absolutely.
See, I love that. So if you have a group of ladies, party, celebration, anniversary, breakup, I don't know, anything. Just
any reason.
Just any reason. You guys can cater to like a big group of girls.
We can, absolutely.
What I love is the salon. The nail salon is kind of like you have your inner seats that kind of go around, and you have your foot spas and the whole pedicure thing. And then you have the nail salons outside of that. So it's very nicely decorated, people. The decor there is just top notch. Got to go check it out. And you guys have tons of products there for sale too.
Absolutely.
So let's go over some of the products you sell there.
Oh, we have Moroccan oil.
Love that.
We just recently got Living Proof. So it's Living Proof that we're there.
Living proof. That's right. They got it. They got you checked. So, again, the Mirror Salon, I have so much fun going there. It's better to take a friend so you guys can hang out together and just spend the day getting pampered. I think there's no better way to have a day off, just treating yourself, relaxing, spoiling yourself. And then the best part is going into a salon and saying all your stuff about life that you need to get off your chest, right? And then leaving beautiful.
Yes, we're
That's like the best part.
too.
I love it.
That's what we love.
Yes. So again, check them out. They're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and they are located in Henderson off the Valley Verde exit. So go check them out. .com, mmsalon.com, and they are also at mmbrows.com and mmscalp, which is a part of microblading, tattoo permanent makeup that we talked about a little bit last month. But again, let's talk about that a little bit. So I had microblading done, everybody. I was geeked out about it, and I went in yesterday for a touch-up. Some of the things I didn't know is that for all the men out there that maybe have like slight balding and you want to kind of have a little color touch-up. Now, is it just for guys who has a shaved head?
No, it isn't. It's actually for women also. So if women have thinning hair, then all you can do the same thing, scalp, and so actually it makes it look fuller. So
I like
just
that.
gives the appearance.
Yeah, so I mean, I know even people my age who have filled in areas with makeup, and nowadays it's, you know, you don't have to do that. You can just get permanent makeup, take care of it, it's done. And especially when it comes to the brows, ladies, you know how you like to have those nice defined brows? Like to wake up and just look refreshed? You never have to even touch them with any makeup or anything. That's what microblading is all about. I tell people it's kind of like permanent makeup, but it's a little bit different. Can you tell them why it's just a little bit different?
It's because I use a handheld tool and I dip it in ink and pigment and actually create a hair stroke, so it looks very natural and gives the appearance of actual hair.
Yeah. So I love my brows, love my eyelashes. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
And definitely go to the Mirror Salon. Just check them out. Walk in. We got to give a shout out to the front girl, your BFF.
Yvonne.
Hi, Yvonne. So again, stop by, have fun, and ladies, you want to give any shout outs to any employees, any of your friends?
Brenna, Chris, Jill,
Amber, Tolly,
Brittany,
Sierra, Julie.
The whole list.
We got them all.
Yeah. There we go.
No, wait, we've got
Janice.
I know, make sure we get everybody.
And we got Jill, right?
Yes, we got Jill.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, so everybody, hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for coming back on Geeks R Sexy. I can't wait to see you when I get my refill for my eyelashes.
Definitely.
Maybe have you back on Geeks R Sexy again if tomorrow we'll let you.
Absolutely. Of
course. We'll see you guys next time right here on WCOBM.TV on Geeks R Sexy.
It's perfect. It's perfect. It's just what I like. Oh, I'd love that.
The business world is changing faster than at any other time in our history. The ability to lead others to meet the challenges of the 21st century has become critical to a successful career. But where do you find effective leadership training? I'm Jason Leduc, and I founded Evil Genius Leadership Consultants to bring the most effective and practical leadership training to the young people who need it most and help grow the next generation of great leaders. The world's most successful individuals have all recognized the importance of leadership and applied it in their own endeavors. The team here at Evil Genius Leadership has built careers as successful officers in the U.S. military, leading highly skilled teams on missions of national security and international order. And we want to help bring that experience to you to help you become a great leader who leads your team to success. So why call ourselves Evil Genius Leadership? Well, we know that everyone has a great idea or ambition inside them that they want to realize. And we're here to help people turn those ambitions into reality in a way that's exciting and enjoyable. Climbing the corporate ladder, running your own business, or leading your team to victory all require a singular dedication to being the best you can be and getting maximum performance out of the people around you. Evil Genius Leadership offers products to help you sharpen the leadership skills required to get that maximum performance. We host multiple workshops and can tailor events to meet corporate level training, as well as offer individuals one-on-one coaching with professionals. Regardless of the challenge, Evil Genius Leadership can help you conquer it. Whether you're seeking world domination, trying to bring a new product to market, or want to be selected as the team lead for your company's next exciting project, the coaches at Evil Genius Leadership Consultants can develop you into a leader who gets maximum performance from their team. So if you're ready to elevate yourself and others to that next level of greatness, contact us and we'll show you how we can help. Remember, the future is out there. Lead the way.
Hey, welcome to Geeks R Sexy. I'm Michelle Davis, your host. Thank you so much for joining us live in Las Vegas at WCOBM.tv. Hey, if you want to strengthen your leadership skills, I got the Duke over here. That's Jason Leduc. He's from Evil Genius Leadership Consultants, and he's going to be going over all the secrets that he has to share for today when it comes to having an effective business meeting. Hi, Jason. Welcome to the show.
Great. Thanks to be here.
Absolutely. So before we go into Evil Genius Leadership, let's talk about you going into the military. Why did you choose to join the Air Force?
I always wanted to be a pilot. When I was growing up, I wanted to be a pilot and an astronaut. So when I went off to college, I joined Air Force ROTC and did 4 years in ROTC cadet and got commissioned in the Air Force. And I didn't end up getting to be a pilot, but I got to go do engineering. I studied engineering in college. I got to do some flight test engineering, work in a research lab on space projects, and do some.
Cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really great. I got to do a lot of really cool things that were really on the
geeky stuff.
Yeah, a lot of cutting edge technology stuff. At least cutting edge technology back then, and now it's very commonplace today. But that was kind of the genesis of that. The impetus there was I wanted to go off and be an astronaut and be a pilot. And
that was so cool.
And I found a whole different career that was, I think, just as rewarding and just as fulfilling.
Which was?
The going in doing the engineering and the flight testing, and now
awesome.
I take the leadership lessons that I learned. Which you mentioned the secrets. To me, they're not really secrets. They're tried and true leadership methods that we've been using in the military for decades, and I just want to bring that out to the civilian and the corporate world because I feel like there's some things that could really help there.
Absolutely. I mean, you were in the Air Force for 20 years as an officer, and on one side you saw all of the high-tech technology and how things are run when it comes to flying and just doing absurd things that are crazy cool. But on the other side, you probably saw everyday ordinary people who were kind of struggling with their life or in business or whatever, and you kind of thought to yourself, I think I could help them just because of the fact that you know these leadership skills that were trained to you prior in the Air Force, that you were kind of wanting to help people, and that's how you started your business.
Absolutely. And yeah, leadership at the end of the day is a people business. It's not about things, it's not about resources, it's not about how much money you have or where you're going to put people or what job they're going to do. It's about people and what motivates people and what motivates you. And when I work with my clients, whether it's in a workshop or in one-on-one coaching, one of the first questions that I ask them, the first two questions that I ask them, and that I ask them to continue to ask themselves throughout our time working together and their time as leaders is, who am I, and what kind of leader do I want to be? And those are the questions that I ask myself on a day-to-day basis, and I ask everyone that I'm working with, and encourage everyone who wants to be a great leader to go off and ask yourself those questions. Who am I, and what kind of leader do I want to be?
Evil Genius Leadership Consultants. Where did you get the name Evil Genius?
I actually got that name from a friend of mine when I was living in Alabama, and I was thinking about starting the company. I hadn't settled on a name, and if you've ever tried to start a company, you have to go look for a name that's unique, that's not going to get lost in the shuffle of all the other companies' names, and you don't want it to be too much like any other company name out there that does what you do. And there's a lot of really big leadership consulting firms in the United States, and a lot of smaller ones too, and a lot of the words about inspiring and generational and transformational and all those kinds of things that have kind of already been taken by people.
Oohs and ahs, and you're kind of like,
yeah, and those
kind of sticks out a little bit.
Yeah, and those words had kind of all been taken by other companies, but I did want something. I wanted something that stuck out a little bit, and I wanted it to be something that reflected that everybody has an inner ambition, something that they want to bring into the world, some kind of
they value.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yes.
some kind of master plan they want to achieve. But I also wanted people to understand that this isn't about taking yourself too seriously. If you take yourself too seriously, you're going to have a really hard time connecting with the people you're trying to lead.
That's why he's wearing lime green glasses.
That's right.
And they're so cool. So, also, I want to tell you guys that if you go to evilgeniusleadership.com and you sign up for his newsletter, you get a free bonus gift. Tell him what that gift is.
So if you go to evilgeniusleadership.com, click on the box on the side, put your email address in, and we will email you our free leadership development plan workbook. And what that workbook is, it's about a 6-page workbook, and it steps you through a process that I didn't create myself, but have kind of refined and developed over the years that other mentors helped me with to determine what your goals are for the next 2, 5, and 10 years, and what skills and traits you'll need to achieve those goals, and then build a plan to take action steps to achieve those goals. So if you're interested in that, go download that, go click on that link, and we'll email you that workbook, and you can just sit there, and the workbook, the electronic version of the workbook, has links to all the videos on our YouTube channel that go along with each little module of the workbook. So you can get almost one-on-one coaching from me as I walk you through doing each section of the workbook.
Isn't that cool, guys? Free gift, no brainer. evilgeniusleadership.com. And tell them about your oh-so-cool YouTube channel, Evil Genius Leadership.
Yeah, YouTube channel is something I'm really proud of. I started it about 2 years ago, a little longer. There's a couple videos. There's a couple really old ones on there. So if you go watch that YouTube channel and you watch some of the older videos, be a little kind, because I didn't really know what I was doing yet.
You needed to practice at first.
And being on camera is a little bit of a skill, and I'm even a little nervous doing this right now.
Well, he's going to be on every month on Geeks R Sexy to give more business tips. We're going to play a video on how to have an effective business meeting. Give a little details before we play this video what it's about.
Yeah, the video talks about some of the 4 or 5 tips I've got on how to have an effective business meeting. And I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but the first tip is really have a plan going in. That's the most important thing when you have a meeting, is to have a plan going in and stick to that plan as best you can. You've also got to be a little bit flexible to take into account new information and different opinions and perspectives. I don't want to take away too much from the video because I want you to watch it. But
so we're going to play the video right now. I'm just kidding. We're going to play the video right now. He's going to be on next month. Jason, thank you so much for stopping by Geeks R Sexy. And don't forget evilgeniusleadership.com. Check it out and get their free gift. All right, guys, stay tuned. You're watching Geeks R Sexy.
Do you hate going to meetings? I think pretty much we all do. But I've got a few tips today to help you make your meetings go better. Welcome back, and congratulations on taking one more step towards becoming one of the great leaders of tomorrow. Let's be honest, most of us dread going to meetings because we feel like they're going to be a waste of our time. Today I've got 4 tips for you that'll make your meetings stand out above everyone else's, and stay tuned to the end because I'm going to give you a link to download our workbook to develop your own personal leadership development plan. So when I was a young lieutenant in the Air Force, about a year into my career, I was talking to one of the other young lieutenants where I was working, and he said, all my meetings I keep to an hour or less because I feel like meetings become unproductive after about an hour. And I had to agree with him, and that's kind of a guideline I've used throughout my career. Now, it's not always possible to keep a meeting to under an hour. Sometimes there's just too much you've got to get done. But here are 4 tips, no matter how long your meeting's going to be, that you can have a successful meeting that people won't feel like you're wasting their time. Tip number 1 for effective meetings, have a clear purpose and make sure everyone coming to the meeting knows that purpose. A lot of times meetings drag on because people will bring up things that aren't related to the purpose of the meeting, but because they've got all the right people in the same room. As the meeting organizer, it's your job to make sure that you stick to purpose. Also, when you're creating your purpose for the meeting, think about what you're really doing here. Meetings really should be for making decisions or bringing work product together that people can't do on their own. Too many times we bring together a meeting and we're trying to do the work at the meeting. And there are times when you need to do that, and that's okay, but make sure that that's the purpose of your meeting and that it's more of a working group kind of scenario and everyone understands it's not a decision meeting. Tip number 2 is to have an agenda for your meeting. And this is a little bit more work up front for you as the meeting organizer, but it really pays off in the end. Every decision you're going to make should be on that agenda. Every item you need to cover, whether that's information or a presentation that needs to be part of that decision-making process, needs to be on that agenda. And just like setting a time limit for the overall meeting we talked about earlier, make sure you set a time limit for each item on the agenda. Now, there are times that the decision is going to be critical and you need to go over that time limit, but as the meeting organizer, it's our job to make sure we keep everything on time and moving so we can get people out and on to their next thing. Tip number 3 is to manage the guest list to your meeting. And you mainly want to do this because you want to get the right people in the room who are going to help you make the decisions that you need to make. So whether that's someone who has a presentation to make, information to share, or someone who has a stake in the decision that's going to be made, it's going to impact them in some way, you want to get all those people in the room to hear their positions, get the information, and all make the decision together. Just as important, and maybe even more so, is to keep the wrong people out of the room. And this happens in big organizations. People hear a meeting's going on, they show up, they're interested in what's going on, but they might not really have a stake in the decision or be up to speed enough on the issue to really contribute, but sometimes that does take time getting that up to speed and hearing their thoughts on the issue. So remember, as a meeting organizer, it's our job, get everyone in the room who's going to be impacted by the decision, get all the stakeholders in the room, get the right people in, but make sure we keep the wrong people out. Tip number 4 for effective meetings, and I cannot emphasize this one enough because it happens all the time. Do not engage in speculation or encourage speculation of facts and information that you need to make your decision. If you really need a piece of information to go forward making the decision as the group, go get it, whether it's in real time or it makes sense to adjourn the meeting and assign someone to go get the right information and bring it back to the group at a later date to make the decision. Speculation just sends things in circles and people trying to prove each other wrong. Don't engage in speculation. Get the facts and information you need to make your decision, put it in front of the group, make the decision together. So these 4 tips have been kind of geared towards if you're the meeting organizer. And a lot of times meetings are frustrating because we are not the meeting organizer. We don't have control of what's going on. Bonus tip for you today. If you're not the meeting organizer and you see things going off the rails, try to help the meeting organizer apply some of these tips. If you found this helpful, please share it with a friend or coworker. Follow us on social media, and we would love it if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our website, evilgeniusleadership.com. Click on that link below in the comments. That'll let you download our free Leadership Development Plan workbook, and that'll help you set your goals and make a plan to achieve them over the next 2, 5, and 10 years. Thanks for watching today. I really appreciate it. And remember, the future is out there. Lead the way.